423-381-3427.
My good friend Michael Mayfield is here with Mayfield Farm Park. Michael, good morning.
Good, great to see you guys.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, wonderful. Busy, but wonderful. Trying to get ready.
Getting ready, and I want to get into that in just a second. But if you're watching us this morning on MixedTV.tv, you brought some beautiful decorations here.
Got a few gourds and some of our mini pumpkins. We got a good crop this year, and so I grew about 34 acres of pumpkins this year. So I was delivering some yesterday. I have customers. I wholesale quite a few of them, and so I have customers and several in Tennessee, but then South Carolina, Georgia, and a few in Alabama. So. But just trying to get ready with our place too at the same time, it can get you a little tired sometimes.
I guarantee you.
But we're progressing. We're getting
help
there.
from your father, Scotty.
No, I get a lot of help from him. I get
a lot of help. Okay,
yeah, I get a ton of help from him.
Well, let's go. Let's just run it down here, Michael. So you were on with us about a month ago or so, 3 weeks ago maybe. You had a big preseason sale. But here we go. When's the opening of the park?
It'll be a week from this coming Saturday. So not the 20th, but the 27th is our opening day. That'll be a Saturday, obviously. And so our hours then are 11 to 8. And then Sundays, we extended our hours on Sundays this year to go till 8. So it's a 1 to 8 now. And that's because we're going to do our silo light show and a small fireworks show after the silo light show.
Whoa.
So, yeah, we're getting some. That's one thing I was going to talk about this morning with schools. If teachers are looking for a place to take a field trip, we're still taking reservations for that and have some openings there. I think our Fridays are getting filled up pretty quick, but we've got some Thursdays that so if folks are looking to bring some kids in.
What do they need to do? We got a bunch of teachers and principals listening right now.
MayfieldFarmPark.com. You can go to our website and it's got a school reservation tab there where they can go on and we ask for how many students and all that so they can basically fill out like a jot form basically or whatever and get us that information, and then typically we respond within 24 to 48 hours about whether we have availability on that specific day, but also just trying to work out the numbers. Some of them want pumpkins, and there's just some information we exchange there, but we typically try to, like I say, within 24 to 48 hours we get back to them and say you're good to go, or we're full up maybe on that day, and so try to find another opening, obviously. And so, but yeah, it's we're excited. It's these cool mornings are nice. It's still getting a little hot in the afternoon, but it's definitely. We hadn't had any frost on the pumpkin quite yet, but it won't be very long, I don't think.
It'll happen. We're joined by Michael Mayfield. It's Mayfield Farm Park in Athens. All right, so there's a lot of new people here. We're getting people moving in all the time, so maybe we got people out there haven't been, don't know about it.
Sure.
So how do you tell someone who has no idea?
Well, that's one of the biggest things that's difficult for us to somewhat communicate to people is, people hear corn maze and they think, well, all you got, I don't want to spend 2 hours walking through a field of corn, but we have 40 plus activities out there. And, the average length of time I think is 3 to 4 hours basically of what people spend at our place. We've got jumping pillow, jumping pad, giant slides, pedal cars, kiddie zip line, corn box. Oh God, obviously hay rides. We have 3 different corn mazes within the one field of corn. There's a mini maze that we kind of use for our school groups, which is real fast. You can be in and out in 5-10 minutes. And then the medium maze is a little bit more difficult, and then the big maze probably takes you 45 minutes to an hour to get through it.
My children are still in there from last year, so if you see them, just give them some.
We've got corn cops there to help people through, so we got some corn cops. But then we've also got a bunch of food selection too. We do pizza, milkshakes, barbecue, hamburgers, hot dogs, corn dogs, Philly steak. We added fried pies last year, and so we're doing some homemade fresh fried pies and fresh squeezed lemonade. Obviously hand dipped ice cream. We got to have some Mayfield ice cream out there as well, and so that's the other the piece to it too is people. that's probably one of the number one questions is number one and number two is, do you take credit cards? Which, yes, obviously we do. And then two, can we get something to eat? Because if you're going to be spending 3 or 4 hours with kids, that's, you want to get something to eat while you're there.
The food, if people haven't been there, the food is unbelievable.
Yeah, we do.
The barbecue especially is tremendous.
Yeah, we do a great job. I'm going to be smoking some of that here coming up, some of the butts. And so we try to do some of that fresh, but we also sometimes freeze and then reheat. But we've actually, Kiwanis Club is doing for Athens is doing their big barbecue. That'll be tomorrow, so I'll be participating in that. Which is a great thing for the community there. But then I take that smoker and haul it down to my place and use it for my purposes. And so yeah, we just keep trying to grow and add new activities, and we try to really do activities that are physical, that take physical requirements, and so that way, and a lot of them we try to make them where parents can participate with the children. I mean, that's one of my favorite things to see on the farm is a dad out there or a mom out there with the kids, getting sweaty, a little bit and having fun, and so, I tell people all the time, put that phone up and just come out and have a good time. And so, we're excited about it. This year should be a great season. Hopefully the weather will hold out for us most of the time. I mean, rain is really our only nemesis somewhat, but and we can take a little bit of rain. Not very many people are going to come when it's raining, and so. But yeah, we're excited about it, man. It's for most people. We like to say it's come create traditions and memories. So you'll come back each year, and we get obviously a ton of return customers. But like you say, with all the new folks that are moving into this area, we want to try to get the message out to come on out and check us out. So.
Joined by my buddy Michael Mayfield, Mayfield Farm Park, and it really has become an annual tradition for so many people, myself included, that, part of fall is coming up to Athens, going to Mayfield Farm Park. You're not going to find anything like it in this area, quite frankly. And Michael, he does. He looks at this very hard. I've talked to your dad about this. I mean, you're always adding, you're always looking, you're always doing new things. So I want to go back. So give us the day. You're opening a week from Saturday, the 27th.
The 27th.
And then what are the hours going to be?
So Saturdays are 11 to 8. Sundays are 1 to 8. But then we're also open Thursday and Friday. That's typically that's our school groups in the morning. But we do stay open until 4 o'clock. Oh, okay. And then we are the fall break week, which is the 6th through the 10th. We're open every day that week. And then we're actually extending and going that next week after that, we're going to do a few extra fall break days because Hamilton County's fall break fell at a different time, I think it is. And so we and you can get, if you go to mayfieldfarmpark.com, the calendar is on there that lists all of the, and you can buy tickets online. Actually, we actually recommend that. Because you actually get a slight discount. I think it's about $2 off to purchase your tickets online. And that way, when you show up, you can, it's pretty quick through the line. We typically have somebody just scanning those QR codes, and that way we can get those online reservations, basically, get them through the line a little faster. I mean, we don't typically, or some weekends we'll have a line at ticketing. Typically that, I think it falls like the 11th and the 18th of October. Those are always our busiest weekends. It's about 3 weeks before Halloween and 2 weeks before 2 to 3 weeks before, because typically people want to get they don't want to get their pumpkin too early. Yep. Because they're afraid it's going to rot on them, which I understand that. But then they don't want to get it the day before Halloween. You got to beat the Joneses and have your porch decorated. Before.
That's a big deal.
Right. And so, but it's funny with the pumpkins. The first purchases will always be this colored stuff. People come and buy that decoration to put on the porch, and then they come back. when we get to, because we do get a lot of people that come back, obviously more than once, and so we do offer a season pass, and we have quite a few people take us up on that because. It's a great place to come and spend some time with your family.
It really is. Michael Mayfield, Mayfield Farm Park, MayfieldFarmPark.com. And here, beginning next week, we're going to give away a bunch of tickets, and we appreciate that. Anything you want to leave us with here, Michael?
Just visit the website, MayfieldFarmPark.com, and we hope to see y'all this fall.
All right, buddy. Great to see you. Thank you so much for doing this. And if you're watching us on MixedTV.tv, there's the big logo. So through November 2nd, beginning Saturday, September 27th through November 2nd. But all the details and teachers, you heard that. Michael does have some opportunities for field trips still available, especially Thursdays. But you can find out all of that at MayfieldFarmPark.com. All right, we'll come right back. Let's do a news update right here.